Hi guys, welcome back to Lizards of the Coast. I'm Mark, and today we'll be doing another budget commander deck tech around the new commander from Jumpstart, Emiel the Blessed. Now, before we get into the deck, I want to say that Emiel is currently around $32, so it's not exactly the budget card. However, prices will probably go down as the limited product ships out, so just keep that in mind before we get into the deck tech. So first, let's look at Emiel. Emiel the Blessed is a 2 generic and 2 white 4 CMC commander. He's a legendary creature unicorn and a 4/4 that says pay 3 generic mana and you can exile another target creature you control, then return to the battlefield under its owner's control. And then his second ability says whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay hybrid Selesnya mana. And if you do, you put a 1/1 counter on it. And if it is a unicorn, you put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. So if you want to play a couple of unicorns for flavor, that's all well and good, but it's also just good for buffing up your creatures. So let's move into the deck tech first by starting with a couple of good blink creatures of themselves other than Emiel for that redundancy in the deck. We'll be playing a Charming Prince, a Flickerwisp, a Felidar Guardian, a Glimmer Point Stag, and a Restoration Angel. Charming Prince, a good card from Eldraine because it can give you life gain, it can scry, and also blink another creature. And then Glimmer Point Stag is also a pretty good card because it can also bounce non-land permanents, so it can bounce some other mana rocks or things like that to give us a little bit more mana ramp in the late game. Now let's move on to a couple of our blink spells. We'll be playing Conjurer's Closet, Cloud Shift, Ephemerate, Flicker, Flicker of Fate, Justicar's Portal, Long Road Home, Acrobatic Maneuver, and Settle Beyond Reality. Conjurer's Closet is a bit of an expensive card in the deck. I believe it's around $8 currently, so I know it's a bit of a maybe non-budget choice, but it's very, very good and gives us a good repeatable effect of exiling our own creatures and bouncing them, so it's probably a very, really good include, even though it's a little bit pricey. Ephemerate, just a really good, easy blink card. You can do it, and then it rebounds on the next turn, so it's very good value. And then Settle Beyond Reality is a common from Modern Horizons. It's a little bit overlooked because it can blink one of your own creatures but exile another creature on the board, so pretty good double value right there. Then we're going to play a couple of life gain creatures because with all this blinking, we might be doing a little bit of shuffling around. We end up getting very linear strategy, so we need to make sure our life gain is pretty good and our life total is always high. So we're playing Essence Warden and Soul Warden, the Soul Sisters. They're very well known. We're going to be playing Kitchen Finks, Angel of Grace, and Verdant Sun's Avatar. Kitchen Finks, guys, persist, good life gain. Angel of Grace can save us in a pinch and has a repeatable effect of blinking and keep us from dying every turn if we want to do that. And then Verdant Sun's Avatar is a really good creature because it's huge life gain anytime a creature or itself enters the battlefield. So it's going to be really nice for us. We're also going to be playing a couple of repeatable removal creature targets so that we can keep killing other creatures or keep destroying other permanents that are really hard for us to deal with. We're going to be playing Night of Autumn, Reclamation Sage, Angel of Finality, Acidic Slime, Cavalier of Dawn, Luminate Primordial, Meteor Golem, and Woodfall Primus. Night of Autumn, incredibly good value. Can give itself a couple of +1/+1 counters. Can give it a little bit of life gain, destroy artifacts and enchantments, pretty nice. Angel of Finality is just repeatable graveyard exiling, really nice. And Woodfall Primus can be a really, really interesting card because it can destroy any non-creature permanent. So if we want to be really mean, we can kind of play Ponza and just destroy other people's lands, which is going to be pretty fun. Then we're just going to be playing a couple of value creatures in the deck just to get a big board or just other things like that. We're going to play Biogenic Ooze, Deep Forest Hermit, Thragtusk, Armada Worm, Sun Titan, Hornet Queen, and Tristani's Summoner. Biogenic Ooze is a personal favorite of mine. Just makes a bunch of big oozes, and it pumps them at the end of the end step. And then if we have a mana sink, we can make even more oozes. And every time we blink it, we're going to make more oozes again. So it's just going to get really out of control. Thragtusk is really, really nice for us because when it enters the battlefield, it gains its life. And it doesn't say on its other text, it says when it leaves the battlefield, it creates a beast token. So it doesn't have to die in order to create it. So every time we blink it, when it enters the battlefield, it'll gain its life. And every time it leaves on the blink, it'll get another beast token. So it's really, really good target for us. Sun Titan's a great card in any white deck. Every time it enters the battlefield or attacks, it gets us back at permanent of mana cost 3 or less. So it's going to be really nice. And then Hornet Queen just makes us a big board of insect death touchers. It's going to stop our opponents from wanting to swing at us. So it's going to be really nice for us that way. We'll also be playing a couple of card draw creatures that we can blink. We're going to be playing Wall of Blossoms and Wall of Omens, and as well as Caravan Caryatid. Just every time they enter the battlefield, they draw a card. And then Soul of the Harvest and Regal Force are also going to be really, really nice in our deck. Soul of the Harvest says whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under control, we may draw a card. So every time we blink a creature, it'll draw us a card. And then how Regal Force works is whenever it enters the battlefield, it draws us a card for each green creature we control. So Every time we blink it, if we have 4 green creatures on the battlefield, including itself, we draw 5 cards. Pretty good value. We're going to be playing a little bit of mana ramp in the deck, obviously, since we're in green. So we'll be playing Avacyn's Pilgrim, Llanowar Elves, Incubation Druid, Farhaven Elf, and Solemn Simulacrum, and then a few of the obvious inclusions for green, which are Rampant Growth, Cultivate, and Kodama's Reach. Incubation Druid is going to be really, really nice in the deck because if it has a counter on it, it can tap for 3 of any one color, and with Emiel's ability, we can easily put that counter on it without having to adapt it for the 5 mana. Farhaven Elf, every time we blink it, we can put a basic land on the battlefield, so it's going to be really nice. And same thing with Solemn, we get a basic land tapped on the battlefield as well, and then it's just good value because when it dies, we get to draw a card, so really nice for us. And then we'll be playing a few mana rocks in the deck. We'll be playing Soul Ring, obviously, Mind Stone, Commander Sphere, Selesnya Key Rune, Firemind Vessel, and Dreamstone Hedron. Dreamstone Hedron particularly interesting because with other cards that just blink non-land permanents, every time we blink it, we can add another 3 generic mana. So really good for repeatable blinking on Emiel himself. So really nice that way. We'll also be playing a few removal spells in the deck. We'll be playing Swords of Plowshares, Heliod's Intervention, and Beast Within. Pretty obvious inclusions. And then we'll be playing a few board wipes. So we'll play Cleansing Nova to hit both creatures and artifacts and enchantments. Fumigate is a nice board wipe and gives us life gain. And Akroma's Vengeance just hits all creatures, artifacts, and enchantments, so it's a complete board wipe. It's really nice for us. Lastly, we'll move on to the mana base. We'll be playing Desert of the True, Desert of the Indomitable, Tranquil Thicket, and Secluded Steppe as a few cycling lands. We'll be playing Blossoming Sands as well as Grey Pelt Refuge for life gain lands. We'll be playing Croson Verge, Grasslands, Terramorphic Expanse, and Evolving Wilds that are fetch other lands for us. Thriving Grove and Thriving Heath are really nice inclusions from Jumpstart himself. Command Tower just taps for any color of our mana. And then we're playing 14 forests and 13 plains in the deck itself. That's it for the deck list, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching the video. Comment down below what you thought of it or what you think of a Jumpstart in general. And thanks for watching. Have a nice day.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. It helps us out a ton. And if you enjoy our content, please consider subscribing. Make sure you follow us on all our social media @Coast Lizards, and have a fantastic day.